Your relationship with your previous mentors is affecting your success in your business. How you can tell if this is what's happening to you is to think about the story that you created while you were in that relationship with them, the story you created about who you had to be or who you thought they saw you as well as the story you created about who they were. And check to see, if you know other people who have worked with that coach, when you're comparing yourself to them and their success, as well as comparing your own success to your previous mentor's success, your perception of who you are and what's possible for you is out of alignment. It's distorted. And it contributes to you blocking your sales. So in this series, this is series 1 of 2, I'm going to share with you how you can shift that, bring it back into a place of alignment so you can open yourself up to consistent sales. Come back and join me on Thursday of part 2. And Thursday we'll be talking about what do you do if you've been burned by previous mentors? Because it's one thing to, have a misperception of yourself in regards to your previous mentors. But what do you do when you've been burned by previous mentors? So that you can, again, shift that so you can get back to the business of thriving, bringing in consistent clients, and living your mission. Welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. And if you have not been here before, thank you so much for hanging out. And I encourage you to keep coming back. And if you find this video helpful and can think of someone who this might benefit, please consider sharing it with them. And consider subscribing if you haven't yet. I'd love to have you around and have you here more often. Okay, so let's get into today's topic. All right, so you've been in business for a couple years. You've worked with a variety of different mentors. And you're noticing your sales are off. So maybe you've been on the roller coaster where you have some sales, you don't have sales, you kind of go back and forth, or you might be in a period of time where you're experiencing a little bit of a desert where there hasn't been sales in quite a while. And the previous mentors that you've worked with, you start to notice that you're having this story about, all the things that you learned from them, all the things that you thought were going to make a difference in your business, and noticing it actually didn't work. And really, it's not necessarily just about that. It's about who you decided you had to be when you were working with them. So many times when you hire a mentor who has had tremendous success, what happens is you put them on a pedestal. They are the special person who has had this incredible success. And of course, that's why you hire them, because you wanted to learn how to have that success as well. But what happens is when you place them in an elevated status and you make them special, their success special, it prevents you from attaining that level of success because you're not them. You don't see yourself as special. And even placing that type of success as special puts it out of reach. That's only for the elite. That's only for the people like her or him, whoever that previous mentor was. And so you actually are blocking yourself from having that kind of success because you're not them. And you're making it seem like this thing, this sort of elusive dream that is not available to you. And you see them as, well, this person, everything they touch is gold, but, when it comes to me, not even close. So you start to have this contrast between what is possible for them and what is possible for you. So what you can do to shift it, that's the most important part, is to notice, to see how much this is impacting you. What is the story that you created working with them? What were some of the conversations you had in that coaching relationship? What did you decide they thought of you? And how is that impacting the story you're living out and creating? And what are the stories that you're actually listening to? So is there a story telling you, I can't have that kind of success. I don't have what she has. She has something special. She has access to special knowledge. She has special training. She has fill in the blank, something that for whatever reason you decide is not available to you. So just acknowledge it. That's the first step, of course, with compassion, with curiosity, and simply think about, okay, now that I see, I put them up here and I put myself down here. Well, that's one possibility. And now, you know what? That possibility is no longer a possibility. So the second step then is to bring yourself into right relationship with them. And what that means is you see them as your equal. Yes, they may be ahead a little bit on the journey, but they're not different from you. They're different from you, but they're not different in regards of they're special. They have access to something you don't have access to. They're also just a human being going through a process and on their own journey. And bringing them down to just, we're the same, we're just on different paths now, and maybe their path is a little bit further along than mine. And I am going to choose now to take responsibility for the story I've been living out, the story I created about who I had to be for them or who I thought they saw me as, and the story I created about who they were and how I saw them and made them special and elite and almost untouchable. And I'm going to change that story. I'm going to decide that I'm responsible for my success. I'm responsible for how I blocked my success, which means I can be just as successful at unblocking my success. That I can change this story and see they're equal. And the way that I am going to achieve success is going to be different from the way they achieve success. And I'm going to honor my path and how I desire clients to come to me, how I desire to run my business. And I'm going to decide it's not that special, that running a 6-figure business is not that special, that getting consistent clients is not that special, because when I make it special, I make it seem just a bit out of reach, that I have to do something, earn something, hustle, never sleep, work all the time, you name it. It just makes it seem unattainable. When you switch it to say, the truth is, that is possible for me. And I'm going to choose to take everything I've learned from all my previous mentors and take 100% responsibility for my own growth, my own return on investment, and my own transformation to bring myself into alignment with what is true for me, which is that I am a successful multi-six-figure business owner, and that I always have consistent clients. That's just who I am. And you need to keep repeating this, like affirm that this is true, affirm that's who you are. And then, of course, the third step is to take actions as that person. As you get into the feeling of what it's like, yeah, of course, that's just who I am. That's what I was put on this earth to do. And of course, that's what I'm going to do now. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Put them in the comments. And please come back on Thursday at 3 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, where we will be talking about what happens if you have a slightly different experience working with mentors. Maybe you've been burned by a coach in the past. And of course, if you have that sort of adversarial relationship with the previous coach, that is going to impact your sales in your business. And so I'll be sharing with you what you can do to bring that back into alignment for you in a way, not back into alignment, but shift that misperception or distortion so that you can bring yourself back to having a thriving business. And then Saturday, if you come back, we're going to be talking about your relationship with your partner and how that impacts your business. So can't wait to see you here on Thursday. Thank you for being here today. Again, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. I'd love to have you around. Share this with people. Let more people know what's possible for them. And I'll see you again soon. Thank you for being here. Bye.